folks in Cottonville think it's a Bre'r rabbit and Old Man Terrapin's been like two peas in a pod forever. But that just ain't so. You see, the first time they met was a little less than cordial. It all started long before they were born. A timber crew came from Alabama. And when they left, Old Man Terrapin's daddy decided to go back with them. So he up and moved all the way to Coleman, Alabama, got hitched, had a couple boys. One of them was Old Man Terrapin. Then Old Man Terrapin growed up, got hitched, had him 3 boys, and decided to move back to Savage. And that's what he did. He moved into the Coldwater River just up from the train trestle. But now that part of the river was run by Boss Catfish. Oh, Boss Catfish was a big old yellow cat, bigger than a man, and he sashayed himself around that river like he invented water. But he told everybody what to do, and they did it, and that included Old Man Terrapin and his 3 boys. One spring, Boss Catfish's only daughter up and got a bad case of walking pneumonia. Nobody could figure out what to do, and nobody done no good at all. And she just started to get a little green around the gills when Cottonmouth came up and said, "You know, if we give her a fresh rabbit liver, I think it'll make her better." Well, that sounded good to Boss Catfish, so he told Old Man Terrapin to go up onto the land and find him a rabbit. But whatever he did, don't kill that rabbit, because he needed it fresh. So Old Man Terrapin climbed up the bank, and he started walking towards the bluff there in Savage, and he came upon a little bitty baby bunny that just happened to be a baby Br'er rabbit. And Bre'r rabbit jumped up and said, "How are you this morning, Mr. Terrapin?" And Terrapin said, "Well, I reckon I'm doing okay, and how about you, little bunny friend?" And Bre'r rabbit said, "I'm just fine and dandy on this beautiful spring day. Now, Mr. Terrapin, what brings you so far from the water?" Terrapin said, "Well, I'll tell you, bunny, I heard so much about how beautiful this bluff was, I had to come and see for myself." Bre'r rabbit said, "Yeah, it is a sight. And now that you done seen it, what you think about it?" Old Man Terrapin shook his head. "Well, it's a pretty nice sight, but it ain't got nothing on that Coldwater River down in Savage. Oh, the bottom is covered in gold, and there are diamonds and rubies and sapphire everywhere. There are fish pert near every color in the world. It's a beautiful thing. You just got to see it, little bunny rabbit. You just got to see it to believe it." And Bre'r rabbit said, "Man, I sure would like to see it, Mr. Terrapin, but I can't swim a lick." Old Man Terrapin said, "Don't you worry about that. I swim real slow. If you just jump on my back, you won't fall off. And we'll get down to the middle. You just hold your breath a little bit, and we'll go under, and you can see it all, and we'll come back up, and you can tell all the other rabbits about it." Now, it wasn't really hard to convince Bre'r rabbit. Not hard at all. So it wasn't long before they were right there on that riverbank. Bre'r rabbit hopped on that back, and they swam out to the middle. When they did, here comes big old Boss Catfish. "Oh, that's a nice one you got there, Old Man Terrapin. Nice one. He'll do just fine. Now let's take him below and let's cut out his liver so we can feed it to my little girl." Bre'r rabbit said, "What do you mean? You want to cut out my liver? That's all you wanted? Was you wanting my liver? All you had to do was ask." See, rabbits, we keep our liver in our back pocket, because sometimes we eat too much and it gets real hot. We got to take it out to cool off. Just before I seen you, Mr. Terrapin, I just ate so much I had to take it off and cool it down. And it's sitting back up there where you found me. If you'll just take me back over to the bank of the river, I'll hop up there and go get it for you." Old Man Terrapin said, "I don't think that's a good idea." And Bre'r rabbit said, "That's why they call him Boss Catfish, because he's got all the brains. He looked over at Boss Catfish. Boss Catfish shook his head. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Now you take him over to that bank and you let him go get that liver. So old man Terrapin swam back over to the bank. Bre'r jumped off. He ran away and he never came back. Now, you don't need to worry about his daughter none. She got Bre'r pretty soon. Old Boss Catfish though, he was so embarrassed he had to move all the way down to Pritchard, where he got caught up in a net and they sold him to the Pritchard gin for a fish fry. Old man Terrapin was always worried he was going to come back though, so he took his wife and his 3 boys and he moved them up to Cottonville. Moved them right behind Supervisor Smith's house in that little pond where he lives to this day.